My name's Jessica Bishop and I'm the manager of the Migrant Information Centre, Eastern Melbourne. Before we begin our program today, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're all meeting today, wherever it is that you're tuning in from. For me, I'm standing here on the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations. I'd like to pay my respect to elders past, present and emerging, and any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people who are joining us here today. The Migrant Information Centre Eastern Melbourne works with people from diverse backgrounds across the eastern metropolitan region of Melbourne. Our programs aim to build a stronger multicultural community by providing practical solutions to barriers people might face to accessing services and establishing quality service delivery for people from migrant and refugee backgrounds and their families here in the East. As we will learn more about this afternoon, the majority of people from refugee backgrounds living in our region are those from the diverse Chin communities and the Karen community from Burma. Our event this afternoon celebrates not only the diverse cultures of people from Chin and Karen states, but also acknowledges and celebrates the work of the MIC's volunteers, without whom we couldn't run all the many and varied programs that we do. So today is also an opportunity for us to say thank you. Each year, MIC runs an event to bring our community together. We invite the individuals, families and communities we support to share a barbecue together, play games and enjoy performances. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, this event couldn't take place last year. But like all things 2020 and into 2021, we simply had to adapt, and hence the idea for our online event today was born. MIC was successful in securing a small grant from the Victorian Government under the Multicultural Festivals and Event Funding, which allowed us to purchase a video camera. This was used to film the performances that we'll see later in the program, and has not only allowed us to run this event online here today, but will allow us to hold events online in the future. I'd also like to thank the Victorian Government for allowing us to realise our vision of an online festival and for their ongoing support. We have a full program this afternoon, including performances from a range of community groups. We'll hear from both the community members, staff and volunteers about the importance of celebrating culture and community. We also have a number of distinguished guests joining us today. I'd like to thank community members who've contributed today, both our performers, community leaders who helped organise rehearsals and get each group together, our speakers and of course our volunteers. I'd also like to thank the MIC staff who've helped bring today together, including our resident cameraman, Som Swante, and our project team, Judy, Sally, Sophie, Wesley, Esther and Mervat, who've made today possible. So without further ado, I'd like to now introduce our first guest speaker, Ms Sonia Terpstra, local member for Eastern Metro, representing the Minister for Multicultural Affairs, the Honourable Ros Spence. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to join this celebration this afternoon of Victoria's culturally diverse communities and volunteer supporters. Many thanks to the Migrant Information Centre for kindly inviting me, and the Honourable Ros Spence, Minister for Multicultural Affairs, sends her best wishes for today's event. I'm delighted to be here this afternoon to express my admiration for all the fantastic work being done by the Centre and its volunteers. This brings communities even closer together. It's wonderful to have this special opportunity to celebrate the traditions of the refugee communities from Burma living in the eastern suburbs. It goes without saying that the Victorian Government deeply values migrant and refugee communities, and it is dedicated to ensuring that our state is as welcoming and supportive as possible. Over the past year, Victoria's multicultural communities have faced complex challenges as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. In recognition of the Migrant Information Centre's important work, the Victorian Government was pleased to provide an additional $40,000 for the Centre to deliver its vital support. The Victorian Government was also very pleased to be able to support the Centre to enhance its digital capacity, as well as providing ongoing funding to ensure the continued delivery of Strategic Partnerships program to support local migrant communities, and particularly asylum seekers and those from refugee backgrounds. I want to commend all those who contribute to this critical work. You are leading the way in shaping Victoria to be a place we're even prouder to call home. Thank you for allowing me to join the celebration today, and I look forward to this afternoon's exciting performances. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Terpstra, for joining us today. It was wonderful to have you as part of our program. I'd now like to introduce our second guest speaker, Mayor of Maroondah, Councillor Kylie Spears.
Thank you and welcome. Maroondah City Council, in the spirit of reconciliation, acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered today, where Indigenous Australians have performed age-old ceremonies. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. I would like to thank the Migrant Information Centre for inviting me to speak to you today. Council has a strong partnership with MIC, and we welcome the opportunity to be part of these celebrations. In 2013, Maroondah became a refugee welcome zone. As a local government area, this means we have a commitment in spirit to welcoming refugees into our community, upholding the human rights of refugees, demonstrating compassion for refugees, and enhancing cultural and religious diversity in the community. Maroondah has the second highest number of refugees from Burma settling in Victoria. Most of Maroondah's settlers from Burma are ethnic Karen from the Thai border area and Chin from the area bordering Bangladesh and India. According to our most recent census, refugees from the Chin state are one of the fastest growing communities in Maroondah, and I'm proud to be able to say that Burmese communities have been settling successfully in Maroondah and the eastern region of Melbourne since 2000. Council has established strong relationships with the refugee communities living here. Over the years, we have been able to provide a number of venues from which various groups can deliver activities and support programs to their communities. We also have a Community Development Officer assigned specifically to work with the refugee communities within Maroondah. And our refugee communities contribute greatly to the arts and cultural experience here in Maroondah, with groups performing traditional dances at the Maroondah Festival each year, as well as participating in numerous cultural events throughout the year. I'd also like to acknowledge the time and effort volunteers from the various refugee groups give to their communities. Due to these volunteer efforts, many programs and activities can be delivered covering a range of subjects, including settlement programs, after-school support, emergency food relief, dance and sewing groups, as well as the running of specific groups for elders, youth and women. Over the years, Council and the various communities have participated in Refugee Week events. And together, the Migrant Information Centre and Council have also delivered several community safety expos aimed specifically at newly arrived students at Swinburne. This last year has been challenging for everyone. However, the various communities have worked really closely with Council throughout the COVID pandemic to provide support and advice, as well as assistance with translated information to ensure that the key messages were heard and understood. Our refugee communities have been excellent in following the various restrictions and requirements that COVID-19 has demanded, and Council thanks them for their commitment in following these constantly changing rules, which have had considerable impact on people's lives. Council values highly the contribution of our various refugee communities and what they bring to Maroondah, and I know we look forward to continuing to develop the partnerships we have to benefit the refugee communities and the broader Maroondah community.
Hello and welcome to the Migrant Information Centre's online event, Communities Together, Stronger and Better. My name is Sally Brooks. Myself and my colleague Wesley will be your hosts for today. We have a great event planned that will demonstrate some of the rich culture of the communities we work with, as well as acknowledge the invaluable work of our volunteers. Today, we will showcase performances, talks and fashion from 5 communities from Burma, including the Mizo, Zomi, Hakachin, Falamchin and Karen communities. These are 5 different ethnic groups from Burma and each have their own language and cultural traditions. MIC works closely with these communities, residing in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. In addition to the 5 different communities presenting today, I would also like to acknowledge the Chinese, Iranian and Arabic-speaking communities, that MIC also works closely with, as well as all other diverse communities who have called the eastern suburbs home. These communities enrich and contribute to our society in so many ways. We will also hear from some of MIC's valued volunteers who will provide an insight into the work that they do and their experience of volunteering. Most importantly, they will provide an insight into what they offer and what they gain from their contribution. During the event, we will have a chat box where you can write any comments or questions. We will also have a link in the chat box where you can fill in your details if you would like to receive invitations or information from MIC. Our first performance is a dance performed by the Mizo community, Che Lam. This originated after the year 1900 and is a dance that embodies the spirit of joy and exhilaration. It is performed to the accompaniment of a song called Che La. People squat around in a circle on the floor, sing to the beat of a drum or bamboo tube, while a pair of dancers stand in the middle, recite the song, and dance along with music. The lyrics are spontaneous compositions that recount heroic deeds and escapades, praising honoured guests that are present. As the tempo rises and the excitement increases, people squatting on the floor leave their seats and join the dancers. This is an easy dance to join into because it has no fixed choreography. I hope you enjoy the performance.
Hey he moliang o I meloni meloni oi Isa mingaria kan soina son konayot tumulovin kai di nang mahimulalay sang zuala oi Tuguma iparkan lidonet salam kabukang sedang Oi Adam Reng Roy Tuguma iparkan lidonet salam kabukang sedang
Hello, my name is Wesley Boya from Migrant Information Center. Today, Chailam is performed on any occasion with colorful costume, normally in the evening when the day work is over, and also National Day and Harvest Festival event. Thank you to the Mizo Youth Group from Melbourne Mizo Association. Now I would like to invite Mr. Boite, Deputy Chairperson, Victorian Multicultural Commission, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to be part of this wonderful event hosted by the Migrant Information Center, and I want to thank them for giving me the opportunity to participate. Before I begin, I would like to start off by acknowledging the traditional custodians upon the land which I'm joining this conversation from, and I pay my respect to their elders past, present, and emerging. As a local in the eastern region, I want to take this opportunity to thank the local governments, service providers, and the broader community for welcoming new and emerging communities like myself to build that sense of welcome and belonging. Today, I want to reflect upon my journey coming to Australia and also the rich contribution of our volunteers in our communities. I vividly remembered and have very fond memories of the first time I had the opportunity to volunteer, and it was through the Migrant Information Center, and having had that opportunity to work with like-minded community members and advocate was a beautiful experience, but also gave me the confidence to go on and contribute even more. I'm sure you'll agree with me that the opportunity to give back is a very empowering process. And so I want to thank the Migrant Information Center for creating that opportunity for community members like myself and many to have that opportunity to give back and contribute meaningfully. I want to acknowledge our wonderful volunteers that we have in our communities. I want to thank you for making a difference in our lives. I always say that, be it small or big, every bit counts. And so our volunteers play an incredible role in making sure that our communities can thrive and grow together. As a local here in the Eastern region, I want to acknowledge the rich cultural diversity we have and the role that we all can play in making this place a wonderful place for everyone to feel welcome and belonged. So I want to thank our volunteers for making a difference in our lives, in the broader community's life. And so I pay my respect and I want to thank you. I want to thank the Migrant Information Center for that opportunity that you create and that leadership you have shown in creating opportunities for our community members to be able to volunteer and give back to our society. So thank you very much for having me at this event, and I want to wish all those who are celebrating the Lunar New Year a very happy, healthy and prosperous one. Thank you once again for the opportunity to be part of this event. I wish you enjoy the rest of the programs and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Boite, and thank you also to the Victorian Multicultural Commission who make this event possible. Our next performance is an artist from the Hakachin community, Johnny Mang. The Hakachin community is one of the largest communities from Burma living in the eastern suburb with an estimated population of around 2,500 people. He performed the music that accompanies a song called the Chin Hill Tribe Song. When community members hear it, they can recognize it. Chin Hill Song is about the beauty of the Chin state, people's love and affection for the state. One song with the lyric, it mentions the hill, the mountains and the natural beauty of the state. It is a popular song in the Hakachin community.
Thank you to the Hakachin community for sharing this music and song with us. Much of the work that we do relies heavily on volunteers, and many programs and support that we offer could not be completed without them. MIC has 80 volunteers. Our volunteer coordinator, Mervat Dardul, does an excellent job at managing this program. The work of our volunteers includes homework support programs, social excursions, public transport, training, delivering goods to new parents, fundraising, office administration, visiting people from diverse backgrounds who are elderly or isolated, helping with swimming programs, and the list goes on. These programs would not be possible without our volunteers, and we sincerely appreciate the contribution that they make. We have 2 short videos to provide some insight into the volunteers' programs. First, you will hear from Robin Kilpatrick, who's been a long-standing volunteer at MIC. Secondly, you will hear from Karen Scobell and Zuali. I hope you enjoy these short videos.
So one of the things is that I really enjoy volunteering, because volunteering to me gives me an opportunity to meet with people that I may not meet in other occasions. So one of the things is that the advantage of working and volunteering for Migrant Information Centre is the fact that you meet people from many diverse backgrounds, many of them are from new and emerging community, and I think just to learn about other cultures at the same time as having an opportunity to do some service for them is a great opportunity. So working with MIC, or the Migrant Information Centre, you can work with not only a diverse range of clients, but also multifaceted. You can also work with people from all ages. You can be part of the homework programs and work with young people, or you can go right, through the age spectrum and sort of work with the older people as well. And I think that's so you can really tailor make your volunteer opportunities to sort of suit your needs. And also, if you're only available for a short time, you have a very supportive volunteer coordinator, Mervat, who is very accommodating, so you can say I'm available this time. So it's really suitable for many people from all different walks of life. So I really urge people to take up volunteering, because I know that I have got so much more out of volunteering than what I've probably given, and I think that it's really it's really enhanced my life. So I think volunteering is a great thing to do.
Okay, so I started as a volunteer with MIC back in about October of 2019, and that's when I first met Zuali. So Zuali and I get together usually once a week, and it's really just to have a chat. So Zuali wanted to improve her English, and I happened to be at the right place at the right time with MIC. And so really all I do is I come over and we talk about the sort of week that Zuali has had. Sometimes we'll talk about some of the studies that she's been doing, because Zuali was studying aged care. So sometimes I would help with homework. And we learned a lot together, didn't we, Zuali, about all sorts of things to do with human anatomy and everything. So that was really good fun, helping Zuali with her homework, as well as learning something for myself. But I suppose one of the best things that I have found is just how much I've learned about Zuali and her family and her culture. I didn't really know anything about Mizo culture or where Mizoram was. And so she's taught me all about that. So it's kind of like I've learnt about a whole new country that I didn't know about before. So I might have helped Zuali a little bit with her English, but she's helped me a lot in terms of what I've learnt about the things that I didn't know before. So that's one of the great things about being a volunteer. It's not only helping another person to improve on something, it's actually what you learn yourself. And that's certainly probably been the highlight of my experience with MIC so far as a volunteer. I also volunteer in a homework club program with MIC, working with primary school aged children from migrant and refugee backgrounds. And it's the same thing. I mean, we help them to do their homework or to practice reading or maths, but certainly I learn a lot from the children too, and some of the things that they share with us as volunteers about their home life or their family or what they like doing. It's just so much of a privilege, really, hearing about that and learning from them about that. So I just think it's just been one of the best things I've ever done, is deciding to be a volunteer. And MIC is a great organisation. I think they're really supportive of their volunteers. They're always in touch, always giving us advice and support, which is great. I've just really loved talking and work. I wouldn't say working with Zwali, because she's not hard work. She's just a real pleasure to talk with. And it's just been a really, really positive experience. And I hope that I'll keep doing it for a long time to come.
Hi, hello, my name is Marin. I'm come from Myanmar. Then when I have to come here to Australia, I can't speak English too much, like so broken. Then I went to MIC office. Then I meet my caseworker. Then caseworker, my caseworker is Tara. Tara helped me to advise the tutor. Then she gave me Karen. Yes, Karen also very nice to speak to me. We met once a week a time. Then we speak with her 1 hour, like Then very helpful to English improve. Thank you so much for Karen. I told her about a lot of our community, our culture, and our church, like everything. Yeah, we are very we are very good at communication. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin, Karen, and Zwali. So great to hear some of the amazing work our volunteers are doing, and how volunteering enrich not just the lives of the client they support, but their own life as well. If you're interested in volunteering with MIC, please get in touch with us. Alternatively, you can also complete your details in the links in the chat box, and we will get in touch with you. Falam Senior Social Group from Chin Community Victoria has been supported by MIC since the past 5 years to engage in various activities, and it has between 15 to 20 active members from Falam community. The song is called Kuatehlasam. It means to all in English. In Chin's Falam, it is normally sung on 2 occasions: celebration of trophy of hunting wild animals, and another one is respect and honor to dead person at funeral. The second song talks about asking the spirit to convey the news of his trophy for killing a wild animal to his late father. In modern day, it's also sung at Chin National Day and Chin New Year Festival, even across many countries. Thank you, Falam Senior Group.
kualane kanpuhine tilbange thau thiang asrim love santhare naunone thau thiange asrim love Santare naunone thau thiange asrim love Zingpule tengmase mangliane apawang simaulo Oktae kikonge alura zu taulo Hao Chae Kikonge Alura Zu Tao Loe.
Our next performance for the event will be a musical demonstration by members of the Zomi community. The Zomi community is the second largest community from Burma in the eastern suburb, come from Chin State in Myanmar as well. This performance will be a song by the Chin Boy team. This team had been together for about 3 years and produced personal development videos and short clips. One of the members of the group, Chin Boy, was a youth commissioner at MIC and a recipient of the Moronda Young Citizen Award. The song they will perform is a love song called Hung Len O, Chin Boy team, which means in English, hold me.
Hong lên ô ngày hong lên ô kịp ta cả khut hong lên ô nong lu lia bao dang cả lên sok kê hong coi ô ngày hong coi ô kịp ta hong coi ô ngày no nong lu lia bao dang cả coi sok kê Trong khó lo Tao luôn lòng lia hé hông nè mô Lúc này lì băng chín na nắng na hi Phá và băng kì Đi ghé lúc tóc mà chẳng xuân khóm ni Lúc này lì băng chín na nắng na hi Hông lên ô ngày hông cả cứ thông lên ô nắng lô lia bao dang cả lên nấp gió ông kê không coi ô ngày ô coi ô kịp ta không coi ô ngày đâu nắng lô lia bao dang cả coi nấp gió ông kê cả thơ lom na nắng này cần un tờ na man sa na mai tai na in cha cha không qua na cầm khung in hong nam sa the sang mel et chin taking ngay cả non ta lại tình nắng to tu không mà mi hong lên ô ngày hong lên ô kịp ta cả cứ thông lên ô nắng lô lia bao dang cả lên nấp gió ông kê không coi ô ngày hong coi ô kịp ta không coi ô ngày đâu nắng lô lia bao dang cả coi nấp gió ông kê nắng lô lia bao dang cả coi nấp gió ông kê
Wow, what an amazing performance. Once again, this group is called the Chin Bao Team. You can find them on their Facebook page. We now have a short video from MIC staff member Ezra Muang, who is a member of the Karen community.
Hi, my name is Ezra, and as we are celebrating our diversity today, I'd like to share with you briefly about our Karen culture. Karen is the second largest ethnic group in Burma, also known as Myanmar, who used to fight alongside British against Japanese during British colonial rule. After independence in early 1948, civil war broke out between Karen ethnic armed group and military, and since then, the Karen people were fighting for freedom of autonomy for their people, and this has been one of the longest civil war where many innocent civilians were displaced and persecuted by the Burmese army. Due to human rights abuses, many Karen civilians fled their country to enter Thailand to become refugees, and further, with the humanitarian programs being offered to them, they were accepted to go to different countries, including Australia, for resettlement. Currently, the Karen makes up about 7% of the total Burma population. There are two major spoken dialects which are known as Sagor Karen and Po Karen. 70% of Karen in Burma are Buddhist, animist, and 20% are Christians. Karen people love harmony and unity. Men used to be superior, but this has all changed as nowadays men and women are sharing responsibilities equally for their families. The community live in harmony, and they also lend a happy hand to one another, and special events such as wedding, New Year, and important days are celebrated, and large community come together in unity with their colorful dresses, where traditional dances were performed with days of feast, and everyone can join these festive events. The Karen people are very quiet and shy, and most of the times lack of confidence. This is mainly due to their past traumatic experiences in Burma. It will take them many years to regain back their confidence, but they are hardworking people and they have long-term goals to achieve many dreams for their families in their new country. We feel so proud to be part of this big community, and we have so much to give back to Australia. Thank you.
Thank you, Ezra, for giving us such valuable insight into the journey and history of the Karen people. Okay, we're now going to show you some information about the fashion of the communities from Burma. Many communities from Burma have traditional fashion that is often showcased during cultural celebrations. The fashion varies between the different communities. Here is an example of a traditional Hakachin outfit. This comes in either black or red. Over time, community members are starting to change the design a little to add a modern touch. People wear this dress on days that are special to them, such as Chin National Day, or on a Sunday, such as going to church or a wedding. The Phalam Chin community has clothes from 11 different regions, and they all have slightly different designs. If you know them well, you can tell which region people are from. Last May, MIC held an online culture comp to help young people stay engaged and connected with MIC and each other during COVID-19 lockdowns. Young people were encouraged to dress up in their traditional clothing and then add an element that does not traditionally belong to that dress code. This was promoted via Facebook and gained a lot of interest. Personally, I was so impressed with the creativity that came out of this competition. We are showing you the 3 winning photographs. First place went to this entry from the Zomi community. This dress is worn on special occasions, and a special little twist has been added to the traditional wear. Second place went to this entry from the Hakachin community, and here is the 3rd place entry, also from the Hakachin community. We hope you have enjoyed the celebration of cultures from Burma and acknowledgement of volunteers. We've really enjoyed sharing these special performances with you. Thank you to Miss Sonia Terpstra, MP, Member of Eastern Metro, representing the Minister of Multicultural Affairs, the Mayor of Maroondah, Councillor Kylie Spears, and Deputy Chairperson Boite for your participation in our event. Thank you also to the communities that shared a part of your culture, and to all diverse communities for your contribution to our society. Thank you to the audience for joining us. It has been our pleasure to host this event. We hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.